you doing it now?
I am doing it right. Oh, Mo, I don't know. This thing's gonna be edited a lot.
No, keep some of this in.
Okay, I'll keep some of this in. I'll try it. All right. Hello and welcome to After the Movie Podcast. We are the 90s fetish show because we know you have a 90s fetish and so do we. This is episode number 13 where we reviewed The Freshman, a atrocious film by Andrew Bergman about the story of a college freshman so eager to please, he makes a fool of himself and threatens to blow the big game. Join with me as always are the original little bastards. We have Quinn.
Hello.
We have Dane.
Hello.
Beggs.
Hey.
And Alex. Slash
How
Mo.
are you?
All right, boys. Well, who wants to lead it off? Who wants to talk about this shit show?
I have something I want to interject before we get to the shit show.
Okay.
Today happens to be Beggs' favorite human beings, Johnny Depp's birthday.
Oh.
So in honor of that,
Why did you go with that Johnny Depp, though?
Because I knew that would piss Beggs off the most.
Okay, yeah, the Mad Hatter Johnny Depp.
Yeah, Disney Depp.
Yeah.
Disney Depp. But, I mean, Jack Sparrow is great, but that's Disney Depp.
He is great.
That's the best Disney Depp.
That one?
And,
The Mad Hatter? That movie
No,
is
no, no.
awful.
oh,
Jack
no,
Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow.
Okay. All right,
Get it
sorry.
straight.
I lost
Slow
it.
your roll there,
That's
bud.
not sure.
Anyway, take us away, Dane.
Concerning The Freshman, I surprisingly enjoyed this movie. Not a whole lot, but I thought it was a decent enough '90s movie. I'm gonna give it a strong three. Definite watch.
Oh, my
Wow.
God.
Quinn.
Wow.
He's done it. He really did it.
I know, he didn't even mention Johnny Depp.
Ah,
Dan, you're a boob.
Okay, this one
above my
gets...
pay grade.
This one gets...
0 stars?
Yeah. 1 star from me.
You gotta mark that down.
Do not watch.
1 star and a don't watch. All right.
Don't watch. It's horrible.
Mo, what do you think?
I'm going to give this a -1 star.
Impossible.
No, I'm going to give it a 1 star. Don't watch.
Okay.
By the way,
Thanks.
I hear you guys now. And after Martin's explanation, and I listened to last episode, I'm on board. 0 stars are dumb. It's a stupid thing. So I'm going to give it a 1. And I'd like to change my previous 0 to a 1.
Wait, so we're redacting all previous zeros? Is that
Yeah,
right?
Because Alex has spoken.
Burn
Yeah, Mo's-
every
Mo's-
copy.
Mo made an executive decision to
You hear
change
redact all
everybody else's.
other.
You heard it here first, folks. If you've listened to the podcast before, forget it. It starts now. Yeah, don't watch this movie. Anyway.
Thanks. What do you think, buddy?
I'll give it a 2-star rating, but don't watch. The 2 stars only because I actually did laugh at the beginning of the movie and then I got lost. And by the way, Mo, the Johnny Depp, the worst Johnny Depp, where you could actually see that his soul was sold, was, I believe the movie's called Into the Woods, where he makes a cameo and then they kill him in like 15 minutes into the movie.
Oh.
Oh,
It's really
horrible,
bad.
Depp.
Into the woods.
Well, I think I will second the 2-star rating and a don't watch as well. So
Why 2 stars?
So just because of just watching this the entire time, I thought this is what happened when everyone had way too much coke in the writing room, and it's just a zany story that they didn't know was going to happen.
This is 1990, right?
Oh yeah.
1990.
So you're talking about
yeah.
like plateau of coke in the writer's room. They probably wrote it in
Exactly.
89, 88.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mhm.
coke was just king.
Cresting up there.
Yeah.
And you needed heroin to calm it down. That's why we got so much great cinema from the 90s. Heroin was back. I am going to say that I have a theory that every time that opioids are king, art improves. The uppers have a negative impact on art.
That's Robin Williams.
Yeah.
You know, Robin Williams
like
was a
Robin
cokehead.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. He was a cokehead, but I actually do like Robin Williams. But
When are you going to remind us that he's dead, or
He's
No,
dead.
it's just Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
For some reason.
it's only Bill Paxton?
Quinn freaks out and has to talk about how dead Bill Paxton is.
He is.
We're gonna do this for every actor that we come across that's dead, aren't we?
No, Quinn just does it for
Especially-
Bill Paxton.
it's just Bill
It's-
Paxton.
he just
It's
freaks
only Bill
out.
Paxton, yeah.
Strictly Bill Paxton.
Someone's going to pick Kill Bill Volume 1 or 2, and then we're gonna be talking about how David Carradine is super dead or something like that, right?
No, because that makes
I
me
don't know.
sad. No, I'm sad about Bill Paxton too.
I don't know why you're not.
I don't mean to say that. This isn't like a fuck you to Bill Paxton, despite Quinn.
So Marlon Brando came on this movie, and he did an interview where he said that he couldn't end his career on this movie. Like, he was thinking about retiring, and he said it on television. He said, and this movie was just awful, and now I have to do another movie because I can't let it end on this one.
Wasn't his last movie a version of The Island of Dr. Moreau?
I forget. I just looked at what his last movie was, but I can't remember.
I think it was some like made-for-TV version of The Island of Dr. Moreau, which I think was an H.G. Wells story.
Yeah.
The one where like this Frankenstein like doctor creates a whole bunch of animal people that run around this island, and some guy crashes or gets shipwrecked onto it and learns all about it.
Well, Quinn, with Marlon Brando doing, like, he pretty much extorted them because he told them he was going to do that unless they gave him $1 million, and they didn't. So then he did that, and then they gave him $1 million, and then he stopped bashing the movie afterwards.
But it was a bullshit movie. It's just
Well, yeah.
Marlon Brando's great.
Dane, can you tell us why you gave this a 3-star rating exactly?
It was
Explain yourself.
honest to God.
Explain yourself,
Honestly,
young man.
Honest to God, I was just entertained by it. Like
Which part were you entertained by?
I was entertained by just how much of an asshole every character in this movie was. I think
I'm not
only
entertained
nice
by how
person-
much of an asshole you are, Dave.
the only nice person out of the whole movie was Carmine, which Brando's character.
Love that name, by the way. Love Carmine for a boy.
The stupid writing for everything was just perfect. I thought like it was just, in my opinion, I always say that you guys have a 90s fetish, and I say that sort of ironically, right? Because I think that a lot of the times the movies that we talk about off air or just amongst us, there's a certain type to it, and I always kind of like get drugged, screaming and kicking to watch them or enjoy them based on what you guys are saying. This one to me was like my anti all of that you all had to watch, which I thought was pretty great actually. that was the
So this is more about
I knew-
spite than
But yeah.
actual.
It's always
I guess
about
you
fight
could-
It's a weird street
I
fight
guess you
here on the podcast.
Yeah.
It seems like
If we're gonna break it
seems
down like that, then yeah.
I could respect spite more than anything else. I just don't want.
This seems like years of pent up aggression.
Right. The title of this episode is Silent No More. It ends here.
The Dane blank story.
There was just like, this is now going to be like the quintessential 90s movie to me. Like Clueless is not going to be it. Goodfellas isn't going to be it. Like,
What about Bye Bye
no,
Love?
this-
I was telling Martin about that.
I've never even heard of that movie.
Oh, you should check it out. It's on HBO. You have HBO.
Well, I agree that this is the 90s.
That's
This is the quintessential 90s movie. It
Guys,
was
I'm telling you.
Godzilla and Ferris Bueller wrapped up into one movie.
That's what I was gonna say. It's just like the
Bye-bye
Coke
Love.
thing. It's just like the Coke thing, where it's just some '90s writers who were super high in Coke who thought it'd be funny to have a picture where a lizard gets loose in a mall, And then
That
all of
was
a sudden, they're just like, oh, and then we're gonna get Marlon Brando to be in it, and he's gonna be the Godfather. And then we're gonna
Be the Godfather again.
And then that Ferris Bueller, because he's great. I love that guy. We're gonna get him in there.
You did coke with that guy
You know
last
what?
Tuesday. He's fantastic.
Funniest
So we're
guy in
gonna
the whole world. We're gonna no. Listen, it's gonna
You
be
know what
great. We're gonna go for it, and it's gonna be the best movie ever. We're gonna have a lizard. We're
And
gonna
it's
have
gonna be
Ferris Bueller,
family
we're gonna
friendly
have the
because it's just gonna
Godfather.
be like
I mean,
them
Don
eating
Vito, how
everything
could you
again.
lose? I mean, you can't lose with that.
Can
It's
we
just
put
gonna be
some
like they're
subtitles
eating
up for
exotic
this?
animals. Like,
Yeah.
you ever eaten this?
And John Polito's got to be in there. We have to have John Polito. We can't have the pencil mustache that he normally
This
has.
is like
Gotta
so
have
many character actors in
Stop
one
it.
movie.
him.
That's Coke bags.
That's how it happens. This is
can't.
art.
It's
Beg.
just people
This is
railroading
art.
you.
This is art.
They just ram their voice down
I-
your throat.
Mhm.
I was very much entertained by this movie. Martin, for your part, tell the folks at home how, again, remind them how you came to choosing this movie.
So this movie was, I know everyone watched The Ring and wondered exactly what VHS are on the cabin rental shelves. Well, we will be posting the list of all the VHS that are on that shelf because I know everyone was waiting. And The Freshman was the one that caught my eye and had the highest Rotten Tomatoes rating of all of them, which was unbelievable to me.
I
It's
have
like a
no idea.
94%.
If I'm being honest, I had to give this movie 1 star and go back on the 0 star thing, all because I love how much Martin got to this movie.
Right? Right?
That
That's
earned
true.
it a star.
You're
wasn't
welcome, The
fantastic.
Freshman. I raised the bar.
So this movie, though, I mean, it has so many character actors. Did you guys notice the Asian guy from the Jurassic
Park?
World? Yeah, Jurassic Park and Jurassic
Hell
World
yeah, I
movies.
noticed him.
And then
Best
the
guy in
judge,
there.
and then the judge, and then the judge from the Addams Family is the professor.
Yeah.
And then it's got
One more
the,
things, Mr. Adams. I believe these,
These
are yours.
He
And then he
pulls out
dumps the golf.
Yeah, and then there's the guy from Harry and the Hendersons.
The Jacques guy.
Yeah, the shot guy from Harry and the Hendersons.
And then
This
there's what's his
movie
name?
was the-
Kirby. I like that guy a lot too. His last name's Kirby.
Bruno Kirby.
Is that his
He
first
was
name?
he was Vince, right?
Yeah.
Kirby. You're just like Nintendo.
No, that guy's great. He's a great character actor.
Which guy was he?
He doesn't get enough credit. He's
He was Vince.
yeah, he's
He was
the
guy the mustache guy that got Matthew Broderick's character into the whole thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, the super Italian.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ed Norton,
Super-
Italian
super
Ed
Queen
Norton.
Italian.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Italian version of the black taxi cab driver from Total Recall.
Yes. That's perfect. Oh,
Have Beggs and Dane, have you guys seen Total Recall? Because you guys are stoned for
I-
this. I think that really pissed off those guys.
I've
yeah.
only
I-
seen the ending to it.
I
No
tried to
context
forget
for it
about it.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
It just
bad.
sometimes I'd be flipping through TNT because TNT is the one channel that would show this movie when I was growing up, and I'd always catch the part
Yeah,
where
but they made up
Arnold
for it by
Schwarzenegger's
showing it a lot.
I'm sure they, with the NBA not happening this season, or at least not going to happen for a little bit while longer, I think they're probably going to start playing Total Recall like all over again.
Is TNT still a station?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge.
They still got
It's
all
the
the
only-
television stations, buddy.
Well, no, like
all the big
Spike,
ones.
Spike used to be USA, and then now it's
No,
Paramount.
USA
It's not
still a
Spike.
thing.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
it
but
wasn't
it used to
USA. It
be-
was. What
Well,
the
this
hell was
isn't
it
very
before?
good. This is a very
Just-
good podcast.
just-
Mark.
As I recollect, it was USA, and then
No, USA is still a
USA's
thing.
Oh yeah. Well,
Now
Well,
it's time for
surely
old
that-
guys trying to remember things from the 90s.
I think what
surely
most trying
that
to
Comedy
say is
Central wasn't around anymore. I don't know.
most
I'm
trying to
going to
say
throw
cut the
something.
cord and watch the podcast more.
yeah,
Basically.
That's
you
exactly.
learn
All
about
right.
Total Recall and all sorts of things.
an old.
I'm gonna
TV
throw
stations.
something out here. I'm gonna throw something out here just to stir the pot. I don't necessarily believe it, but I just want to see like how all of you will react to this, right? Based off of this movie, Matthew Broderick has never been a good actor? Go.
No.
I'm confused.
He,
But
outside of what he did with what he accomplished with Ferris Bueller, he's basically made an entire career off of that
Ferris Bueller.
one movie, and he's just been riding on the coattails of it ever since.
Well, so I agree with it. He's been riding on the coattails, but that Ferris Bueller isn't my favorite movie of his by far. It's Biloxi Blues. I really love that movie and his performance in there.
Yeah,
So
he
What
does.
about Lion King?
Cable
I've
guy.
never seen that one.
Cable guy.
He was
Love
in
the cable guy.
Also,
I really think that my favorite performance would probably be as that cat, the bit parts as the cat in one of the more recent episodes of Rick and Morty.
I don't watch
but
Rick and Morty.
Nobody else in the podcast watches Rick and Morty.
No.
besides me, I
no.
don't think.
All the kids, I'm sure, are going wild right now while they're
Yeah, they
listening
are.
to it.
I'm curious about this Biloxi Blues because I've never heard of it before.
Oh, it's good. You should watch it.
Good movie.
But yeah, this movie followed like the standard like comedy. Maybe it set the trend of Italian scary guy with out of place, uncomfortable Jewish guy. Like I think that they've used that formula over and over again. It certainly worked in Analyze This and
Yeah,
Analyze
but
That.
that's the only example of it. This
I'm sure
movie,
there's-
kind of. I don't know if Matthew Broderick's Jewish. Or
He
not,
plays
but-
a Jewish guy in Biloxi Blues.
And Robert Downey Jr. plays a black man in Tropic
Tropic
Thunder.
Thunder.
So
One of his best roles, by the way.
Oh, Robert Downey Jr.
Set
actually
match.
he turned down the part that Matthew Broderick played in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, that's
you see-
completely made up. That's
No, that's true. And
stop.
you see how their acting careers went after that. So this movie was the turning point.
This is actually kind of crazy too. Like the night before I ended up watching The Freshman, I watched Blazing Saddles with my girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And I remember the name of one of the guys who wrote Blazing Saddles along with Richard Pryor and Mel Brooks and a few other people, right? Turns out one of the writers for Blazing Saddles ended up being the writer and director for The Freshman.
That doesn't
I
surprise
don't
me.
know.
Oh, the worst writer, because Blazing Saddles is garbage.
Yeah, Blazing Saddles might be Mel Brooks' worst film.
Really?
Never
I,
seen
I
it.
so.
agree.
I haven't
That
seen
is
a lot of
surprising.
this stuff. I want to see Silent Movie. I want to
Okay,
see.
yeah.
That one.
Silent
Uh,
movie's hard to get through.
Yeah, there's some good bits though.
I'll stop telling you about it.
High Anxiety. Has anyone seen that one?
I have not. I
No.
want to watch that one.
Nope.
I need to
Wanna
watch
see
that
that
one. I
one?
know the song from it, but I don't know the actual movie.
Mhm.
Uh,
I love
The
hearing Mel
Producers?
Brooks sing. It's so good.
It's so
yeah.
good.
on that Curb episode when he's doing he's in the karaoke singing. I love that.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
I
Dane-
assuming a few of you guys have seen The Producers, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
The Producers, History of the World,
Yep.
No.
I haven't seen History of the World.
Spaceballs,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Spaceballs.
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yes.
And
Lovely movie.
hmm
I think the last one he did was one of Leslie Nielsen's last movies too.
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Dracula Dead and
Oh,
Loving.
I
It.
love Dracula Dead and Loving It so
Fantastic.
much. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so we've seen a breadth of his work before, and it seems like a lot of the earlier ones, a lot of you guys are not into, or the ones that we've all seen.
Well, I mean, I like Young Frankenstein too.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
Young
dude,
Frankenstein a lot.
Young Frankenstein's great. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll end up choosing another one of the older Mel Brooks ones later
Yeah.
on into the podcast.
We haven't really done a lot of comedies. This is
We have not.
It's
Yeah.
true.
And I can tell you going into next
We would've
week, since I'm the one
chosen.
choosing it, we're also not going to be watching a comedy this week.
I wanted to see what Dane thought of Marlon Brando's performance in this movie specifically.
Oh, it's great. It was wonderful.
You don't think it was too mumbly? Because I didn't
it's-
understand a word that man was
Yeah,
saying.
this was
Well, it was-
Subtitle City movie.
It was no more
Subtitles.
mumbly than how he was when he played
Yeah.
Vito Corleone. Like,
Yeah, it was exactly the same. That's just
It
Marlon
was
Brando
exactly-
I don't
talking.
understand. Yeah.
That's just him talking. That's
I
it.
can understand him more with cotton balls in his mouth. Is Corleone.
I think he does have cotton balls in his mouth, or those
Oh, did he?
walnuts he cracked.
Yeah, right.
He
No, I
did
did
in The Godfather. He put cotton balls in
He
his
did.
mouth.
And I don't know.
I'm guessing
like,
he did in this too because he was trying to be Vito Corleone. I mean, they
again, yeah.
yeah, they
He
even
did.
do a nod to it in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
He did a perfectly good job as acting. I don't know. Like,
I don't think
Yeah.
this is a bad performance by Marlon Brando.
It's not a super bad. It just sounded a little bit mumbly, and I
Can
had
we
a
all
very
just
hard time understanding him.
Can we all appreciate the part where they're trying to strap the Komodo dragon into the into the seat belt, and he says, "Get it under his armpit," and the guy goes, "What armpit?"
I did not find the humor.
That
I
was
felt
hilarious.
so bad for that Komodo dragon the
I did
whole
too.
time they
Yeah, I
were
did.
filming.
It was-
Oh, look out for the
Like-
real social justice
Here we
warrior.
go.
Okay, who?
Here it
No,
goes.
really?
Here
go.
comes the speech.
Martin,
It's
it's
climate
Coke.
change.
It's
It's
Coke in the
endangered
90s.
animals.
Would you take a listen?
Soapbox.
As brought to you by PETA.
So I was just throwing out all the leather items in my house when I realized. But seriously,
See that lizard on Shirley.
I was watching it from my faux leather couch, and no, but that Komodo dragon was just getting like sloshed around everywhere. Didn't you
Yeah,
feel
it was.
bad for it? Like,
Yeah.
isn't that a dangerous animal to be doing that with too?
I
Did
was
they-
surprised at how much they
I was-
handled that Komodo dragon.
They were coked
Yeah.
out. They had no fear. They just,
Yeah.
no, here, yeah, just take this and out, like throw him in the car or something.
Oh, dude, I can throw that fucking lizard.
That's exactly how they were on the production set.
Don't they bite? Who cares?
It's a
Like,
fucking
seriously,
lizard, bro.
Just put it in the back of the car.
And I bet you Joe Exotic supplied that Komodo dragon.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Oh,
Oh, somebody should look
hypothesizing.
that up.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, not me, apparently.
Fucking Carol Baskin. Oh, have any of you actually been? I've never been. Have any of you been to New York?
Yes.
Yes. New
All
York
right,
City.
so-
Yeah,
yes.
but I had to
Or
get the
just New York
verdict for
State.
Bob Evans and
Well, New York. I
In
think this
Ohio.
movie is like a New York City setting, right?
Right. Yes.
What? Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know where.
Burbs.
New York University, yeah.
Okay, so
Mhm.
the guy, I forgot his name, but the guy at the very beginning of the movie, where he's like pretty much recruiting Matthew Broderick. Do New Yorkers actually close talk as much as they showed in this movie? Is that a thing? I'm just wondering because I
Only
know
when
one
you're
of
coked out.
okay, because I know one of our friends' dads is the greatest close talker ever.
And his
Yeah,
family's
yeah.
from New York. But he is from the south side of Chicago. This is, again, an old boring old band thing. His family's from New York. I'm going to leave it at that.
But
So,
my cousin Jimmy is.
Are New Yorkers close talkers?
I don't have a good answer for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
The
can't
person you're
really
talking
say.
about, though, his family is from New York.
Oh, okay.
Which
All right,
person,
well
the
then.
actor or the friend?
The close talker, the friend, the close talker friend.
We have derailed.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
okay. This movie was pretty bad. The beginning was kind of funny though, especially the exchange between Ferris Bueller and The Godfather, because he was trying to actually understand what he was saying and just taking it literal, which I thought was hysterical. But then when they got to the part where they're actually into some random dinner and then we're to this endangered animal feast, I lost complete interest, fell asleep for 15 minutes, woke up and was like, I don't think I actually missed anything.
No.
All of a sudden, it's just and now we're getting married, and now that's a thing. Like
and
that
me and
Italians-
Don Corleone are walking through a cornfield.
Weird.
Well, they're not actually getting married though, right? That's over. I mean, that was all part
That
of the
was-
plan.
Yeah.
All part of the plan that he was
Yeah.
not privy to. Yep.
Okay.
But I think she was going back to his dorm room for some good times.
That's right.
What
Good
kind
for-
of
good
times
for
are
the
you
both of
talking about,
them.
Bags?
Consensual
both of them.
sex. That is nice.
Yeah. Ooh, talk dirty to me, Daddy. Yeah, just like that.
She could be giving a manicure. I don't know. Who
Yeah.
knows?
There's a
Whatever.
lot of time throughout the night. We always end up in that spot, when there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
You managed
Besides
it?
the Coke.
I did think it was funny that he had a big Mussolini poster in the bar, and then
I
he
thought that
would
was
just
funny,
kind of,
too.
and then he just kind of like,
Yeah.
don't worry, it's like having the Beatles up.
That was
Like you
before
just
my time,
remember,
actually.
you just remember like the old days. That was a funny bit. That was good.
So Martin, does this answer your question of is Matthew Broderick the new Matt Damon?
No, is Matthew?
Matt Damon, the new Matthew Broderick.
Oh yeah, sorry, the other way around.
Yeah.
Is Matt Damon the new Matthew Broderick?
Well, I think this was the equivalent of downsizing as far as the
You liked
the
downsizing. You're the only idiot
zaniness.
who liked.
Oh, you want to listen?
No, I don't.
You want to make this more old man? I'll humble with technology for 20 minutes on this podcast.
Martin got so mad at me.
With having a zany storyline and a subpar actor, yes, I think this is exactly, hand in hand following downsizing.
There
I
are
agree
actually
with
Italians in New York. There's not immigrants in Tiny Town.
But I
Right.
thought the debate.
I'm saying that they're not really equivalent. They're not as zany as one another.
The storyline, okay, The
Yeah, I
Godfather.
mean, focusing on the Italians in New York, which wasn't the plot of the movie.
Well, no, I remember. I'm just going based off of one scene in each movie.
Yeah, well, we brought up the bar scene with Mussolini.
There are actually Italians in New York, but there isn't tiny people.
So this did not in any way reflect. No, you're right. What's your opinion, Mo? Is Matt Damon the new Matthew Broderick based on your observations?
I'd have to say yes.
Damn it.
No, I do
I
think
know.
that he is.
I think it's an unfair comparison though, because Matt Damon actually used to be a good actor. I don't know if
I
Matthew
think-
Broderick
Well,
ever
I think,
was.
yeah, I think Matthew
Well,
Broderick.
but that's just you
is-
don't
was
know.
too.
I think Matthew Broderick was a good actor.
What?
Just in Ferris Bueller.
And
No, I
Bloody
don't-
Blues. We already talked about the Bloody
Yeah.
Blues.
Yeah.
But nobody's ever seen that. Come on. What about Inspector Gadget? Never seen that either. But he's.
Oh.
Ooh.
He was
Oh,
good.
I've
He
never
was good
seen
in 30 Rock
Oh.
too.
Oh, I love this character in 30 Rock.
It was
Burger.
fantastic.
That's
Yeah,
not a
Burger.
movie,
It's
That
acting.
is just acting.
is it? It's a sitcom.
Big's the Hollywood Insider.
Makes you act like you're on the A-list or something.
I am. This is after the movie podcast, not after the sitcom podcast.
He is in correspondence with Val Kilmer and
That's right.
Robert Downey Jr. So.
By the way, I'm going to need that autograph. Martin, could you send that to me?
Yeah, do I just forward it to you? The whole thing? Just send it there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In
Well,
real
now I
life, we
gotta-
call
now I
that
I
mailing.
gotta put it in another envelope now because you made me open up the other one. So I mean,
Sorry.
that's
I'll pay for the forever stamp.
That's gonna be. There you go. There's a little gift for you, bud. The forever stamp.
since they're jacking up the rates over there. The postage costs so damn much now. Dane, I was gonna ask you if you thought that weird. So in the Gourmet Club, when they
Right.
had that odd band
yeah.
up there,
Oh
They
yeah.
they did a cover of Maggie's Farm. Did you feel like David Lynch Twin Peaks going on at that point? It was bizarre.
It was absolutely bizarre. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say it was Twin Peaks bizarre, but I was definitely not thinking that I'd ever hear like a lounge band with fucking Bobby Vinton singing a Bob Dylan cover would ever be a thing I'd see in this movie, nonetheless. It was strange to see, but I also kind of vibed with it. So it was another pleasant surprise that this movie had for me.
Also, how many peasants do you think it took to actually hold Marlon Brando down and put on ice skates and then force him out on the ice. For the scene.
I love that scene.
Oh, it was great. So good.
He was probably just taking a nap, and they just put him out there while he was sleeping.
Looney
Put
Tunes
skates
style
on him.
with a broom where they swept him onto the ice and just
Oh,
held onto the
man.
broom. And
Oh, wow.
You know that fat man did not go on there willingly.
No.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I watched an interview with Matthew Broderick where he was saying that Marlon Brando showed up like 2 hours late to the first reading in a suede sweatsuit, and he just was super nice to everybody. He's like, all right, let's just get started now.
Classic Brando.
He was a nut.
Oh, he was.
Oh yeah. They had to do a whole Francis Ford Coppola when they were making Apocalypse Now. They had to redo everything involving his scenes on the fly because he showed up like 200 pounds overweight for what the character was supposed to be. It was
great.
Yeah. Well,
I think he's still
Apocalypse Now.
I've seen Apocalypse.
I have
Now.
not.
Yeah.
No, not yet. Want to see
Oh
it.
man.
I did
But
too.
I think he still has the record for highest paid like per minute because he was in Superman for like I think like 15 minutes of the movie and he got paid like $3 million, and with inflation it's still like way more. It's like 30,000 or 30 million or something, and it's like the most that any actor's been paid per screen time.
Wow.
What's the next movie?
Oh yeah. So
I was working up to it, but then Bex took it.
What is it?
Martin, did you have some like big
No.
thing you wanted to say?
It was no reveal, no. And I covered everything I was going to say. So what Marlon Brando picture are you going to have us watch, Dane?
All right. So
Hey,
it's
Mark.
not Marlon Brando. It's not Marlon Brando at all.
Oh god.
In fact, Biggs, you're gonna have a hell of a time trying to follow up this one because of the method that you choose your movies. Because, like Quinn chose The Ring as our first horror movie, I'm also going to be choosing a first for this podcast. My choice next week.
Is it your first good movie pick?
Ah!
Sorry, Dave, I had to put you on the roast there for a little bit.
I totally accept that one. This is going to be our first concert movie. We're all big fans of music here, right?
No.
Yeah.
I hope you all enjoy the music of the Talking Heads because we're watching their movie next week. It's called Stop Making Sense.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Stop
Oh, yeah.
making-
Wait,
The Talking
yeah.
Heads are so
Oh, yeah.
terrible.
No, they're great.
Oh,
but
They've
yeah.
got one
They're
good
fantastic.
song.
no,
and
but
that's
you
it.
could they discography.
Oh, they got plenty
but
great
what
stuff.
a weird thing. Why?
Oh yeah.
Because he likes terrible things.
I've been wanting to watch this one forever.
This is great. I got a Gin Blossoms concert I recorded in '94. We're gonna watch that later.
I got a VHS.
So this one was actually directed by the same director who did Silence of the Lambs.
Okay.
Huh.
Is it just like?
Well, there's a good intro
It's-
for Beggs.
Yeah.
That's like the only good thing that you're going to be able to choose from because like there's no actors in the
But I
traditional
mean,
sense.
Is it like The Wall, or is it like just like a documentary?
It's like it's not even it's a concert movie. You all get to see it.
Okay.
It's just a concert.
All right.
I don't know what that means.
We'll check it out. Wait,
I'll
wait,
watch it.
wait. Is it kind of like?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I don't know. What is that movie about? The fake band.
Oh,
Spinal
Spinal
Tap?
Tap.
Final
is it-
Tap.
Is it kind of like that?
It is not a mockumentary. No.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, but I mean, is it a
But is it
documentary?
like, yeah, is it just like following them on the road, or does it have like actual like plot lines that they're acting out?
You guys will see. You guys will see.
Well, where can we watch
Released
it?
to motion picture
It is
theaters.
It is on Prime for free, I think. Last I checked. But
Prime
if
for
it's not,
free.
I'll be able to put that on.
The Talking
Our-
Heads probably paid Amazon, so just put it on there. And you may find yourself.
on Amazon Prime. Please buy a movie.
He remembers the Talking Heads anymore.
Quinn's going German on it.
I love it.
I'm pretty sure they're German.
Talking Heads, the best German band that we have all ever heard, right?
I don't know if I know much by them.
Yeah.
Oh, they're good.
No.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's
Oh,
one
They've got one good song. I like
Begs,
the
do you
Psycho
wanna do our-
Killer.
Biggs, what's
Call
our
to
call to
action?
action?
Oh, you guys
action.
would like our
Alright, never
call
mind,
to
everybody
action
stealing your
segment.
cues.
I don't get it. Stepping all over my toes here.
It's all right.
Can't
Let's
use
steal
any
all
of that.
Martin's cues.
This is our
I
our
tried-
segment we would like to call our call to action. Please subscribe, follow, like, comment, and care on all our social media outlets. You can find us at After the Movie Podcast on YouTube and anywhere that you listen to your subscribed podcasts. If you would like to interact with us, go to our Twitter handle at After the Movie PC. And join us next week as we watch Stop Making Sense, which you can allegedly find on Amazon Prime for free.
And if you can and you can stomach it, go ahead and try and watch it with us. Tell us what you think.
Yeah. If your ears don't explode from all the bad music.
Wait, I thought
No,
we
I've
said
got-
this was a good band.
It
It's
is
not.
a good band.
It's a trash band.
Absolutely great.
It's a
band.
horrible
That's
band.
Fantastic.
Oh, and if you
band.
like us, tell your friend.
Whistle for a cab when they keep the lights place of freshness had Tyson them here. If anything that I can say that this cab is rare, said nah man, forget it home to Bel Air. Pulled up to the house about 7 or 8 and yelled to the cabbie on. Stay later, looked to my kingdom, I was finally there. Sitting on my throne at the Prince of Bel Air.